What's popping, dial squad, man? It's your girl. Whew. Okay, so look, I literally was supposed to record this video maybe about a couple months ago. A couple is two. So yeah, 2 months ago, I was supposed to record this video for you guys. Actually, the video was supposed to be recorded the first of the year. And we're almost at the end of this year. So yeah, that's the tea on that. Okay, so like I announced, I was supposed to record this video a couple months ago. And by a couple months ago, I mean by the first of this year. I seen like a couple people do like recaps. So I was supposed to be doing a recap. So this year, it kind of started out rough, I should say. Rough. And it's still going rough. Just sitting at home, I was door dashing, doing YouTube. Really I wasn't doing nothing. So I said I'm done sitting around the house because it was getting boring, it was getting depressing, and I said I'm about to just go back to work for my old job. I left on good terms. I was always told if I wanted to come back, I could come back. So that's what I did or whatever. And when I came back, I was kind of like hesitant because I already got word of mouth that none of the employees that I work with was there no more. So I was kind of like scared, I should say, about coming back. Only because I didn't know nobody and everybody I used to work with was gone. So when I went back, the manager, she was just like, I'm not gonna state her name. When I went back, she was just like, I have doubts on hiring you back because I know before you quit, you used to get tired a lot and you used to do this and do that. So I was just like, it was like really like not like my skills wasn't up there basically. So I told her, what I said was that me working in a plant, I didn't develop speed. Like I didn't develop, I learned how to stand on my feet for a certain amount of hours, without sitting down. I couldn't get, without getting tired. I wasn't getting frustrated. I got frustrated when I first started working there, but after that, I wasn't getting really frustrated or anything. It just became the norm. So I felt like with me, that was an objective of mine to prove that person wrong. So that's what I attempted to do, was to prove her wrong. And in the end, I did end up proving her wrong because she did end up giving me my props and was like, I really underestimated you. And I thought by me coming back, it was going to take me a minute to catch on to certain things, but it didn't. It's like I've never left. And, I ended up meeting some real good, cool people or whatever that I developed a bond with. So, I was only there for almost 90 days. I got fired a day before my 90th day. And how I felt like if you with somebody or you with a certain company and they fire you, I feel like, especially if you are a good employee and you never got in trouble, I feel like they should give you a second chance, right? Wrong. This company did not give me a second chance. And I been contemplating like, dang, like what did I do? I said I never got wrote up. I never got sent home. I said I never been late to work. What is the problem? Like, why did I get fired? So, before I get into that, I'm going to give y'all what happened in the past few months, like during me being there. During me being there, I never had a doctor. Like, I never had a set doctor. And a set doctor, I end up getting a doctor that I was working with primarily every day. So I assumed that was my doctor. Wrong. Wasn't my doctor. I was just helping her. And what I found that was weird was my girl, she was new. She ended up coming in. She ended up getting this, like, that ended up being her primary doctor. Like, she was her head assistant. When I tell y'all, I end up learning the doctor from her anesthetic, how she like her room set up, what patients she want to see first, how she like her chart set up, what she wanted her, I just end up learning her, like, from front and back. Like, I end up knowing her. And it was to the point where my doctor would give me her credit card, her debit card, to go get her something to eat, y'all. Like, I knew my doctor. Like, I used to always go to my doctor and be like, what you want to eat today? You want a salad? Want me to go get you something? Did you bring something? I knew her. And it was getting so frustrating that when I found out that wasn't my doctor, it was like, it was kind of irritating in a way. It was kind of irritating because I'm like, I know pretty much everything about her. Like, I didn't connect with the other doctors the way I connect with her. And for her to tell me, like, yeah, this person is going to be her hip, which means her head assistant, that's going to know her. And I was just like, oh, because I was getting sent to another location, which was further from my house. But me being the person that I was, I never said nothing. I just went along with it. They sent me and another girl, but I just kept saying, like, dang, why do I gotta be the one that go? But I just went on ahead, put on my big girl panties, went on ahead and traveled all the way over there every single day, didn't complain, got there on time, set the rooms up. Me and another girl, we made sure the rooms was set, make sure everything was done the day before, pull cases, like, pull schedules. Like, we made sure our jobs was good. Me and the girl ended up having, like, confrontation, but it wasn't nothing serious. Like, we ended up making up, and literally that second we was back cool. But like I said, it wasn't nothing serious. So with that being said, when me and the manager, not the one who hired me back, the one who's at this location, when she hired me, me and the lady, like, we didn't have, like, no off relationship. It wasn't nothing wrong in that circumstance. Like, we were good, So we ended up getting this new doctor, right? He was so cool, y'all. When I tell y'all, for him to be a new doctor, like, he was cool. So we adapted that we were going to have some changes, right? They told us, like, yeah, y'all gonna have to write the doctor's notes. Y'all gonna, at least help him write his notes. Because, we never went to school. We don't have a master's, a bachelor's degree. We're not doctors. We can't write the doctor's notes. We don't know. So what we was told was just to help him. So one Saturday that I worked, I found it very frustrating because it was only two of us. Having to run from one room from exam to another room from exam. You got the notes. You got to put in notes from this room. You got to put in notes from that room. The other assistant, all he was doing was just walking around and making sure what chart. Yeah. I got frustrated that Saturday. And then once I went home, I calmed down. I said, I'm going to try to do this. That Monday was a disaster. When I tell y'all it was a disaster, it was terrible. I said, when nobody else write, I said, I know for sure I wasn't writing notes because I was told if I had to do procedures, we didn't have to write the notes. It was up to the floaters. Everybody, when we got news the next day, none of the notes was written for him. I was like, oh. And everybody kept saying, well, I know I wrote notes. I know I written some notes. And I was just sitting there like, I know I ain't write a note. I was told if we were in a procedure, we shouldn't have to write notes because we're not doing exams with him. We're doing treatment. Simple. And when, okay, so this is the day I guess I got fired. So, to make a long story short, we was in morning huddle, right? This is back in June. We had a morning huddle. We, sitting up here talking. Morning huddles are normally when you suggest opinions. If you have anything to say, you say it. You find out the agenda for the day. You do everything good. Like, I woke up in a great mood, you guys. Like, no cap. I woke up in a good mood. So, morning huddle, right? Okay, morning huddle. We sit up here, we talking. The agenda was to help the doctor remember to write his notes because they wasn't getting written for the past couple days. Okay? So, when it came down to the end of the huddle, we were asked, do we have any questions, any suggestions? Okay. I said, I have one. I said, instead of us having the doctor bounce from room to room, how about we have him stay in the room to while we write the notes with him? That's how I said it. That is honestly how I said it. This manager, once again, not the one that hired me, she got one to say, we ain't doing that. With the hand, we ain't doing that. So I said, why not? Because I'm not going to yell in the video. I'm just going to say what she said. But no, it was yelling, okay? So she go on to say, no, we're not doing that. I said, why not? I said, because he's a new doctor. I said, what they have to do with anything? He a new doctor. He don't know the system like that. We not about to have him go all through all that. Y'all job as assistants is to help him and to do all this other stuff. So I said, okay, I'm speaking for myself. I said, I'm finding it very frustrating, getting frustrated by telling her, all this stuff. And she just kept denying my answer. And then she was like, oh, I don't know why you got an attitude. And I started saying, okay, yeah, all right, whatever. And so, once you catch your attitude, it goes out one ear and out the other because you done. Like, you're not comprehending. I said, at that point, I don't care. I said, if I'm with him and I'm doing an exam, I'm going to ask him, can we stay in this room, or we're going to stay in one room and bounce, instead of letting him bounce from room to room without an assistant by his side. She gonna go on to tell me you can't make a doctor do that and all this and that. And if I find out you doing that, I'm gonna send you home. So I said, okay, well, whatever. I'll do what I have to do. So she was like, and you could go home. I said, okay. Everybody was like, no. Something like Kevin Hart. Like, no, you're not going home. No, Brittney, we about to go ahead and we about to work. No, bump that. I said, I'm good. I'm going home. Yeah, and I hope you come back with a better attitude tomorrow. I said, I've been had a good attitude. I had an attitude when I woke up. A regular to-do list in the morning. Come in, you have to turn on the computers. Let down the chairs. If there's any dirty instruments, run them in the autoclave. Make sure all the cases are sent out. If not, call the lab. Stock up the room. Make sure the schedules are printed out. If they're not, print them out for the morning. I'm already on 6 things. Set up trays for main procedures that we need. 8 things. Like, dude, we have 8 things to do in the morning. During the day, once charts start coming in, I can understand if we're slow, yeah, we can help the doctor write the notes because we're slow. We don't have really no patience. But if it's a day where you have 3 rooms that need extractions, 2 rooms need fillings, I'm like, dude, then you got a new patient who need x-rays, need to be worked up for a procedure. Dude, it's a lot. And I don't think she understood. Ended up telling the owner that, yeah, she was leaving in September anyway. So she didn't really care about her job no way. what? So anyway, you guys, let me know if I was right. Not even let me know if I was right. Guys, what do you think? Like, what is y'all like, how do y'all feel about this? Like, let me know. Because even though it was like even though it was like back in June, I mean, it still like pisses me off a little bit. But like I said, I don't really care about the situation. I just wish it was handled differently, and I don't feel like they should have lied on me, especially those two things. Like, don't lie on me. Like, come on now. Like, really? But, and we're signing off.